Hello again, everyone. I'm playing this awesome deck that I built. I built this on the first day of the format, but the video I recorded was low quality. My screen is all messed up, so I'm doing another one. There's a few new cards. I just added Turmeric Calls the Dead. Played one game with it, but I think it's good because, well, let me back up a little. So what we're doing here is the combo is Sage of Mysteries, Thassa's Oracle, and Storm Herald, which can all be brought back with Gruesome Menagerie. You play a bunch of enchantments to self-mill, or you play Hateful Eidolon, and you play a bunch of enchantment-based kill spells to just draw some cards. And then eventually you can either cast these two creatures naturally or get them back with Gruesome Menagerie, and then Storm Herald puts all your enchantments on itself. It'll kill itself and mill you a whole bunch. You can put Kaya's Ghost Form on it so that it comes back. All the new stuff you milled goes back on. You mill your whole deck, and then you let the Thassa's Oracle trigger resolve. That's about it. It's definitely not a intuitive deck, but it works pretty well against decks where the removal spells are good. But against decks like Fires of Invention, it can struggle a little bit. So it's definitely a metagame call. But it's fun to have a combo deck that gets to play like 11 plus removal spells main deck. So we'll see what kind of matchups we get here. So the Timurids, the 3-mana enchantment, I was finding in the games where I didn't draw Sage of Mysteries early enough, I just don't have much fuel in the graveyard, so I wanted an additional way to mill. And, okay, let's see. This looks reasonable. You want one of the 1-drops in your hand. Hateful Eidolon is better to start with, but happy to see either one. As long as we can get the self-mill going, then we'll get off the ground. So basically, you can, if you're really lucky, you can combo on like turn 5 or whatever and just win the game. But more realistically, what you're trying to do is play sort of a controlling game for a while, and then at some point, you just cast this card that we're going to leave on top, and you just win the game. So we'll see if it works this game, but against blue-white, we're scared of counter spells, so we'll see. So we need to start getting these enchantments in play to just start self-milling, because if we mill enough, once we can cast Gruesome Menagerie on 5, we'll just win the game if it resolves. Absorb mana is open, but we're not casting anything relevant right now. So I'm just going to play Mogis' Favor, just to mill ourselves for 2. And if we happen to draw Hateful Eidolon later, we can kill our Sage to draw multiple cards. Okay, so our opponent, that's one of the benefits of playing like a deck that people have no idea what you're doing because they don't know when to use their cards. I've had people Dovin's Veto the wrong cards. This guy just played Absorb when I was just trying to cycle a card that can easily escape over and over. So yeah, people don't know what they're doing against you when you play this deck. Alright, so I'll do this again. Please absorb it. That would be awesome. Okay. Alright. Got a little bit of fuel there. Might as well attack. In old builds that I was running, it was pretty much impossible to win with damage unless, your opponent was just like a goldfish with, a 3/2 haste. But with Turmeric Calls the Dead in the deck, you have a couple more sources of creatures, so it could actually be possible to actually kill them with damage in a longer game. So I will get the little chip shots in. Okay, that's not terrible because them having a creature means we can actually get these enchantments out of our hand. Yeah, that's a nice draw, I guess. Just play it. So they might absorb it, but if they don't, we get to see how it performs. Alright, well, absorb on our 3-drop that we're trying to figure out if it's worth including is a good sign, I suppose. that's bad for us. Because now it's not even in the graveyard, so I'm pretty sad about that. Well, we're stuck on doing nothing here. This is how it kind of goes when you don't have Hateful Eidolon. If these removal spells are not equivalent to 1-for-1s, then it looks pretty bad for a while. But we can still easily win this game. We're a combo deck, and we just have to find a single window to resolve our 1-card combo. That's pretty good interaction. Okay, we found Hateful Eidolon, that's pretty sweet. I think I'm gonna go for Mire's Grasp first. Alright, so yeah, that's why I went for Mire's Grasp first, because now the Mogus' Favor can do the same thing as Deadweight. Oh man, we're getting wrecked by these Banishing Lights here. Alright. One package I considered including, right before I added Timber Calls the Dead, is Ashiok as another miller, and I forget the name of it, but there's a 2-mana sorcery that says choose one or both, return a creature from your graveyard to your hand, or a planeswalker. So if you can get Ashiok back, and or any other sideboard cards, that seems pretty strong, but I want to try this enchantment instead of that package for now. But I do want some other ways to get the 1-drop creatures back, because if you can, when you have a Hateful Eidolon in play, it's so hard to run out of cards. But when you don't, you can pretty easily get stuck. Okay, cool. I don't need multiples of any creatures. I think I'm just exiling this enchantment. So I have all 3 pieces of the combo actually. So if I can just find a way to resolve Gruesome and Ashery, that's a win. But that might be about 30 turns from now, so we'll see. I want to kind of start pressuring them with the zombie tokens in some way, so that they're forced to react. They might play that 5-mana enchantment now. That'd be pretty good. I really just like how the plus ability on Teferi is actually pretty good in Standard now. Because Teferi was already problematic. Sure. Okay, what are we doing now? I could just cast Gruesome. Do I win? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but there's no Kaya's Ghost form, unfortunately. If there was a Kaya's Ghost form, we would almost definitely win right now. I guess I need to cast the Storm Herald in my hand, I guess. Huh, this is interesting. How can we do this? Is it worth playing? I only have 6 mana. Which kind of stinks. Okay, that doesn't matter. We still can't kill. Oh, I could kill Teferi. No, I can only deal 2. Oh, actually, I can kill Teferi. I've never made this play before. I don't even know if it's worth it. I am exposing the Storm Herald to Banishing Light, but I've already played 2 copies, so I don't know. Alright, so we exiled our Mogus's favors to kill Teferi, which probably wasn't worth it, but it was a cool place, so I'm doing it. Trimmed Kaya's Ghost Form down to 3, but I heard us here because if we had milled one of them in our top 25 cards, we would have won the game that turn. Actually, no, that's not quite true because Storm Herald was in our hand, not in our graveyard. So we're still trying to look for a window here, but it's getting harder now that our opponent has us in play. And they're going to go drawing cards and can end up coming in for the rest of the game. Oh, that's actually great for us. So presumably they have Dovin's Veto in their hand, right? But we can just go for Gruesome and see if it resolves. Oh wow. So we don't win, but we do get a lot of stuff happening. Yeah, so if there was a Kaya's Ghost Form in here, we would win. But unfortunately not. Rats. I could keep the Thassa's Oracle to hope to dig farther, or I could just split 0. Not the greatest. Let's see, how many Gruesomes? There's still 2 left in our deck out of 24 cards. Or we could draw the Storm Herald, of which there are 1 left. I'm still trying to decide if it's correct to play 4 copies of some of the combo pieces. I think Storm Herald, maybe 4 is the right number. So a matchup like this we would have a huge sideboard for because all of the dead weights and stuff like that are ridiculously bad. So those would become cards like Duress and Thought Erasure, but the problem is we still need to keep a critical mass of enchantments, so maybe it would be cards like the enchantment Raised Dead. We can't do much with that right now. It doesn't do anything on its own, it's just a combo piece. So we'll just pass. We probably have 2 more draw steps. Maybe just 1 though. Rats. Alright. Is there already a Storm Herald in our bin? Yes, so it doesn't matter if we play it. It's a good card. I like that card. I haven't built any decks with it yet. I mean, it would pretty much be the deck we'll play against. Blue enchantment-based control. Seems pretty dang good. Our opponent hasn't played very well this game, but it doesn't matter because our cards just didn't line up against them. Also, I don't blame them for having no idea what the hell we're doing, so. I might have to make a video with that deck soon. It looks really solid. Like, you have the 4-mana Wrath. Obviously, Teferi is busted. All this stuff. It's pretty good. Alright, let's see if we can randomly win the game here. It's 2 out of 21. We failed. Okay. Let's try to find a creature matchup so that we can actually showcase the deck a little better. I mean, we still had a shot to win that game. It's just that the cards didn't line up for us. We did resolve Gruesome Menagerie and it didn't win, unfortunately. which is a point against having only the 3 copies of the combo cards. Kai's Ghost Form, Thassa's Oracle, and Storm Herald. I think Thassa's Oracle should be 2 to 3 copies, and Storm Herald should either be 3 or 4, and Kai's Ghost Form should either be 3 or 4. So I'm trying to figure that out. I did like Timber Calls the Dead in that game. We have another hand with Sage of Mysteries, but not Hateful Eidolon. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, double Sage. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, that's perfect for a double Sage hand. I also went back up to 4 Gruesome Menagerie. I played around with fewer copies, but it's kind of the whole point of the deck, so I should just run 4. Even though it's expensive and only works if you mill yourself. But that's why I wanted to add more self-mill besides just Sage of Mysteries. That's a nice target for deadweight. I don't have an untapped land though. I don't want to just give them value. Should probably play the blue one. I kind of need lands, I guess. I don't know. It's tough. Because I should have enough milling where all I need to do this game is resolve Gruesome, so I'll leave the land on top. Like next turn I'll go... Well, okay, that's interesting. So I can go with Sage... Myers Grasp, I guess? Or I could just go Sage, Ghost Form. I think I like that a little better. So if he makes me sack, I can just sack the Sage that's got the Ghost Form. You don't want to draw Kai's Ghost Form, but when you do, it just does stuff like this. You know, you just kind of an extra copy of one of your creatures and then some mill triggers or whatever, extra draws, however it shakes out. Let's see what we've got. An Oracle and 2 enchantments. So we need to go a little farther. That's a great draw, actually. That's an awesome card. Cool. Let's just do that. We don't really care if he activates Priest, to be honest. We just need to mill ourselves a bunch. So by the end of this Timuret resolution, I think we'll discard for a 5th land and probably be good to go. Alright, so let's just check the graveyard, what we've got going on. We've got a Ghost Form, a Sage, a Thassa's Oracle. So we're just missing Storm Herald, but then we can win the game. I am going to get to Scry though. Do I want to keep land on top? Maybe not, because we just need to mill a little more to find Storm Herald. And we're probably going to draw a land by the time we're ready to combo. This happens in our main phase. Okay, so... do we want to sack the ghost formed creature? No. Red Black Sacrifice is one of the other decks I'm planning to record with very soon because it's pretty fun. I don't know if people are running Blood Aspirin, the new 2-drop for that deck, but I think it's amazing. Okay, that's a good draw. Oh, we have the win now. Yeah, so maybe I should have just kept the land because we're milling 3 more cards. Let's see. Do I even want the zombie? I might not. But it helps us scry next turn. So I'll exile random enchantment. Might not be right though. Alright, so like it's not like we're dying or anything, and we don't really need our creatures to be in play. We just need stuff in the graveyard. So yeah. I'm fine with the land we took. It's just that if we happen to leave the land on top, we wouldn't have won the game this turn. Alright, so in theory we have a scry trigger and a draw step to try and find an untapped land, and if we do, then we should win the game. Let me see how many enchantments we've got. 1, 2, 3, with 2 ghost forms. Alright, I think we win the game right now. Oh, I don't know why I scried that to the top. But yeah, you do scry after you draw, so what I was saying before didn't really make sense. But it doesn't matter. We drew a land anyway. So let's just win. So, Sage, Oracle, this thing, done. Gotta order my triggers properly. Alright, cool, we get to demonstrate the combo. Alright, so 1 ghost form, and then all of the other enchantments go on the Storm Herald. And there we go. Off to the races. I don't have any Hateful Eidolons in place, so I don't have to worry too much. If you do, you just have to count the cards in your library, order the triggers properly, and make sure you don't mill yourself out and draw a card. Okay, so I put the Kaya's Ghost Form trigger last, so we mill the maximum number of new enchantments. So this is, we're milling out 29 cards with our combo. I could honestly mill out the opponent right now. Like, there's so many triggers, but there's no reason to. Like, I could mill all 45 of their cards. What a beautiful sound. Constellations. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever, I'll just get those 2. I don't need to get anything else. I could mill out our opponent just for fun of it. I'll just target this. Should go faster this way. Bam. I wish I had a cooler animation. I've won a lot of games with Thassa's Oracle since it was printed. Okay, so we had a loss against control where it didn't really do much. Oh, cool, some gems. And then a sweet win against a slightly stuck red-black sack opponent. That was a good showing for us. This deck is very good against the card Priest of Forgotten Gods, because we don't care about the sacrifice effect, but also all of our combo pieces kill it for 1 to 2 mana. Alright, we have a Hateful Eidolon draw, so that's fun. We don't really have any removal yet, unless Mogus's favor is lucky and works, but we're going to definitely keep this in. I guess I'll put down the blue source first to maybe cast Thassa's Oracle, but it's not a card you want to draw. But it kind of scries 2+, so that's not bad for a common deck. Opponent taking. Ended up keeping. Oh, now we definitely want blue in play. I think I do want that land. So I think I'll lead with Sage of Mysteries most likely. Alright, I can discard Kaya's Ghost Form without any qualms. Actually, it should have been Thassa's Oracle, but oh well. We don't need a second copy of that this game. So next turn we're going to be able to Hateful Eidolon plus Mogus's favor to get value, so that's pretty nice. And then hopefully that fuels us from there to continue drawing cards. Okay, well, we're both going to draw a card, but we still have to do it because we just need to get our engines going. A card matters more to us than them, most likely. That's some good combo stuff. So we break even on cards with them, but they like lose a life and we get to know ourselves too, so count as a positive. Plus we get that in our favor. I don't know if it really matters which land we play. So I have enough mana now, so I'm just looking for random enchantments. But I'll probably play Mogus's favor next turn. Hopefully he plays an X one, but I guess that's unlikely because you can see it. But still, we at least get the mill trigger. could always put on Hateful Eidolon to have a 3/1 lifelink creature, gain 1 life. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, so we're gonna start by casting this. Actually, I should just kill his Midnight Reaper, I guess. We do have to mill some key cards, but I have another Thassa's Oracle already, so that's fine. I'll just have to remember to cast this Oracle at some point before we try to go off. That's no big deal. So if this play works, we're milling ourselves for 4 and we're drawing 2 cards. So yeah, this game is going to be a win, most likely. Hopefully I don't have Murderous Rider right now, or any removal, but if I do, that's okay. We're still milling cards, which is what really matters. Drawing 2 would be nice, but we already have Gruesome Menagerie, so if we mill most of our deck, then we win the game. Should have attacked for 0 to establish dominance. So let's see, Oracle, Storm Herald, and 1-drops, and then how many enchantments? 1, 2, 3, plus Mordecai's. So if we draw on tap land, we can just go for it, but we're gonna go for it next turn. I don't really need that. Actually, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Alright, just in case something goes wrong, we have a backup Gruesome. We're not at risk of being burned out from Grey Merchant or anything like that, so no rush. I mean, we will win next turn, but I guess it's not guaranteed. It's just very likely. 39 cards, let's see if we can do it. 38 cards, what's your job? This is a turn 6 kill, it looks like, with having played a ton of removal and interactions and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Whew, glad I have this Temple of Malice. It's gonna draw that anyway though. Alright, let me just verify. We've got a Thassa's Oracle and a Storm Herald. Alright, so GG. Most likely. If not, we're just drawing a million cards, so. Okay, so this one last, then this, okay. No. Okay, favorite goes for. Alright, so we need to hit a little bit. We need to hit 1 removal enchantment and these 6 mills. So that one. Sure. So the Hateful Eidolon is kind of helping us get cards out of our deck. Oh no! Oh, we whiffed. Okay. Well, we whiffed. We didn't hit a single, oh. I don't know. I guess I want this. No, I want random enchantments. I guess. I might as well get the beatdown going. I guess I could win that way too. So what happened there is we had a very high chance to win the game. We milled 8 cards, and if any of them were auras, then we would have been able to keep going because we had another Kai's Ghost Form, and then we would have milled 4 more cards at a minimum, and then it would keep going from there. But instead, we just milled a lot down to 27, and we drew 3 cards. So now we can just go off this turn. I kind of need to. Is there another Thassa's Oracle? No. I only play 2 copies of it. Oh, there's one exiled. Okay, so we have to decide what the best way to go is. We don't have to decide what the best way to go is. What is this? What happened there? I've never seen that screen. So we were still gonna win that game. It's just that I wanted to optimize. If we could, I forget if we had 6 or 5 mana, but if we attacked and they killed our Thassa's Oracle, it was trivial. But if we couldn't kill off our Thassa's Oracle, we would have to win the following turn, because we would have killed it off ourselves so that we could Gruesome Menagerie it back the following turn. But our opponent was also a low life total, so we could have just kind of won the game. Any hand with one of the 2 1-drops is keepable, essentially. I don't see a reason to play it this turn with this particular hand. Well, I would have saved. Well, I would have sort of saved the damage, but then I would have taken 2 out of. Yeah, that's better. I'd rather run that on out than. Alright, so this is a decent start, but if they kill our Sage, we're gonna need to draw stuff. So this is why I want cards like the Raised Dead in the deck, because you mill some Hateful Eidolons and then you can get it back. If you ever draw cards with Hateful Eidolon, it's hard to lose. I think my win rate was higher back when I was running several copies of extra ways to get Hateful Eidolon. It's especially important against the control decks like we played in the first game, because then we can be cycling all of our enchantments into card draw. It's kind of like an Edgewell Innkeeper out of the adventure decks if you have 2 of them and you can just start going off. Alright, so this is gonna hurt a little bit, but we're just gonna kill this. Whatever. Get the mill. Unfortunately, we were 1 mana short of just Mogus's favoring, but it's okay. I couldn't have even cast the Thassa's Oracle this turn, so if I had 2 blue, I might have just played that and chump blocked for a turn or something. And then it would have helped find a land for the following turn, but oh well. So we just need to draw 2 more lands, which is kind of a lot to ask. Oh boy. I'm just gonna hope for lands. Alright, what are we exiling? Guess the Eidolon. I don't want to exile auras when possible. So it's usually other copies of itself or excess creatures. So the question is, do I take 4? I think I do. We'll have more options the following turn. Like potentially double block to kill it, or block with other creatures and scry a little more. 4 damage. I think we're dead. Oh no, okay. Alright, we've got a Sage, a Storm Herald. Alright, so we have an extra of both of these, so whatever. Let's see, I need to cast this enchantment somehow. Doesn't really matter. So if I can survive the turn and find an untapped land, then I think we win, but there's a very high chance that we don't get a chance to do that. Alright, we missed on our first look, so we're at the mercy of our top 4 deck, if we get that far. Okay. So as we learned last game, the scry happens after you draw anyway, so I might as well not consider that. If he has Ember Cleave, I think we're dead. But whatever. Alright, let's move on to the next one. We've had a lot of opening hands with Sage of Mysteries in them, and fewer Hateful Eidolon ones. I would say the games kind of play out pretty differently based on which of those you have. If you have both, you're sitting pretty. Alright, this one has neither, so I think it's a mulligan. Oh, this is not great. Alright, well, this is bad news, but that's what we've got. Alright. Another control matchup is not good, but I guess it's better than talking to aggro. I'm level 5. Alright, well, this is not what we're here for. That game still would have been a long grind fest that we had a good chance to win. I just don't want to mulligan to 5 and get value ratio. We're recording a video. That won't be entertaining. Double Sage. Gotta keep Double Sage Menagerie. I'm just gonna scry for lands. Cool. Just gotta get to 5 mana. Similar to that game against Mono Red. Okay, against Green Blue, it's just gonna be a race to see who does their thing first. So I'm just gonna deploy our threats and whatnot. No, I still just need to get to 5 lands. We're gonna play Temple of Malice and Thassa's Oracle next turn, so we do need to play some enchantments at some point, but it's not a huge rush. So they're playing a black version, so I don't really know what they're on necessarily. Probably like the let's see, so I'll scry first. Okay, well we found that land. But I can put it on the bottom. I'm not worried about lands anymore. Shoot. Let's see what we've got. I will just take this land. I don't really need those other two necessarily. I think next turn I'm playing to Sage of Mysteries and Deadweight my own Thassa's Oracle. Just not the most attractive of plays. I wish that I had kept the Storm Herald now. Oh shoot, I'm not doing much. This is a problem against creatureless opponents. You have to like kill your own stuff, which is not very nice, but that's what I said at the beginning of the video. Like, this deck is pretty powerful in a meta of creatures. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna look for the escape card just to cast another enchantment. Missed. Let's see what we hit. Not much. Yeah, against non-creature decks, it's a sketchy deck to run, but maybe there's ways to fix that between sideboarding and tweaking the main deck. But I'd rather just run this in a field of creature decks, because those are very fun. So we have maybe 2 more draws. If that. We'll see. Oh. Well, we can't quite do it. We're not far enough along. If these didn't have trample, I could just chump block and then win next turn, maybe, but there's no way out of this. Oh, that's what we want to do the other turn. Alright, yeah, we have to have a good draw to beat decks like that. It's definitely possible. We're just a combo deck, but our cards have to line up properly because it's hard to cash in our enchantments. I'm kind of amused at the fact that we keep getting Sage of Mysteries hand. I want to show how the Hayflight Alarm hands play out, but we keep getting Sage of Mysteries hand, so. Don't need more lands, just one. We're looking for Gruesome, Hayflight Alarm. Another non-creature deck, unfortunately, but, you know, we'll see. I feel like Timber Calls the Dead is a decent card against non-creature decks. Not that impressive, though. So, like this hand, if we had a Hayflight Alarm, we'd be able to cash in some of these. Oh, there it is. So we'll be able to cash in like the Kaya's Ghost form and the Deadweight and turn it into cards at some point, which is huge. Like we weren't able to do that in the other two control matches we played. Well, the Sultai deck is more of a mid-range ramp deck kind of thing. They're gonna get full value out of the Noir set, but oh well. I'm just gonna play Timur at this turn. It's too bad we don't have the 1 mana enchantment plus 2+1. So this one's 5. Most likely we'll hit something exile. Not yet though. Oh, that's rough. I don't like exiling this, but that's okay. We need to pressure the planeswalkers. They're clearly a planeswalker deck. And creatures in play. Sure. So this is going to be a tough one. If they have... Well, they're playing the Interplanar Beacon build, right? So they probably have like Sarkhan kind of stuff instead of Kenrith. They could have both. But hopefully that gives us an extra turn. I don't really care if they bounce on your stuff. Alright, so... let's see. It's pretty rough that we don't have 4 mana this turn. Jeez. Okay, I'm just going to... play a bunch of stuff. This is me cashing in on these enchantments to try and draw land. And I'm milling like 8 cards or so. We hit that thing, that's good. Oh, I forgot about Narset. Dang. That was a misstep, but I think I still would have played it that way. I'm not sure. Actually, what I would have done is played the Eidolon with Kaya's Ghost form, but not play the Deadweight. I do not have a plan. Well, my plan was to get 4 mana that turn so that we could threaten the win on the following turn with Gruesome Menagerie, but no, it's going to be a lot slower than that. So we have to hope our opponent can't kill us. If their clock is a little slower, then they can't interact at instant speed, so we're fine on that regard. It just sucks to be stuck on 3 mana. I think I scryed lands to the bottom though, so it's entirely my fault. You know? 1 lands to the bottom, yeah. Alright, well. They still have a really slow clock. Like, I don't know why they're playing like Dovin Bond and stuff like that, but. We need quite a long time to. We just need to get to 5 mana, but we're not even close. Graveyard's full. So actually Narset is what got us. If we had a Mogus' Favor at any point in there, we would have never killed the Narset, but it was deeper down. So it never quite lined up. I'm still undecided on this Turmeric Calls the Dead. Currently it's a 4 in the deck, and it has seemed pretty good, but it might be smaller numbers we need. I might just need more ways to get back Hateful Eidolon. Alright, so I just want to make sure we can win next turn. We have Sage, we have Storm Herald. Oh, we don't have an Oracle except the one in our hand. So, here, alright, first I'll attack a Planeswalker. Whatever, doesn't really matter. But I'm going to kill my own Thassa's Oracle. I'm hoping the 2 looks. We have 3 looks at an untapped land. And then I can Myers Grasp it. Oh, Temple of Deceit, no. Alright, are we gonna die anytime soon? Probably not with our opponent's weird build. I could take the Temple. I don't know. I'm gonna go for the win. Because I feel like we could die at any moment with like the Cavalier because they have these random Dovin tokens. So I don't want to. I want to try to win as quickly as possible. It's possible though it's just too greedy, and we should just keep the Temple. I get to scry 1 if we miss the following. If we miss the next turn, then I get to scry 1 anyway. So it's kind of like high odds of casting Gruesome Menagerie the same turn as the Temple would have. But, interesting spot. I don't care that they're gaining a lot of life with Interplane Beacon. I'm doing stuff like Teferi is of no consequence. I guess they're gonna bounce, so we're not gonna scry now. I care more about the scry than the random 2-2. But the fact that they're not killing us means it doesn't really matter. Hey, I think we win. So let me just verify. I've got Thassa's Oracle, Sage of Mysteries, and Storm Herald, and a ton of things. So yeah, let's see. 24 cards in the deck. Yeah, it's definitely over. Cool. Sage, Thassa's, Storm Herald. Ah, it's so pretty when it comes together. Okay. Ghost form, blah blah blah. Blah blah. That over. Opponent might be a little confused here. Just need to find like one more enchantment in our deck or something like that. Yeah, we got there. Oh wait. 4 cards. Wow, we barely got there. Surprising. Bottom of the deck is like a bunch of enchantments. Sure. Alright, well, I'm satisfied with this video. I'm going to end it here. We pulled off the full Gruesome Menagerie into an empty board combo twice, and I think we wanted 2 other games where we may have done that similar thing, but our opponent conceded, or we just won some other way. And then we had a couple rough games where we didn't draw Hateful Eidolon against some non-creature decks. So it's about what I expected at the beginning of the video. It's good against certain decks and weak against others. So I love this deck. It's super fun and cool. So I'm going to continue tuning it, and my goal will be to find a sideboard or main deck plan that addresses the weak matchups. But other than that, I think it's kind of a metagame fall. So thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in later for more videos.